Sophie Culling develops a new battery technology based on topological insulators. These are special materials that do not conduct electricity inside, but only on the edges. Theoretically, the current flowing over the edges of the material can be used to align the spins of the atomic nuclei in the material. This would also work the other way round. If the spins of the nuclei move from an ordered to a chaotic state, a current would flow spontaneously. Her group makes devices from topological insulators, and Sophie then tries to measure whether a current is generated after the material has been charged by a previous current. Despite having an almost perfect control of the ball, professional footballers often miss penalties. In fact, 1/5 of the penalties in professional football are missed. Psychological factors such as fear or pressure are often cited as explanations for these misses. A common term for this is pressure choking. Max Slutter used functional near-infrared spectroscopy (FNIRS) in his study to measure the influence of the brain on this process. During a mass casualties incident, or MCI, treatment capabilities are often overwhelmed by casualties. An MCI also creates a sudden spike in demand for emergency response resources. Having a limited number of air and land ambulances causes longer waiting times for casualties, which eventually leads to a lower survival rate. Gelbrich-Holzbrink used a mathematical model in her research to optimize the supply of injured patients in ambulances to different hospitals during major disasters, such as the fireworks disaster in Enschede. The availability of railway networks is important for society and the economy. To keep the infrastructure in good condition, maintenance is needed. Maintenance schedules create safe work zones in time and space for work teams to perform preventative maintenance. Floris Nyland's research focuses on optimizing nighttime maintenance schedules for both train operators and maintenance contractors. Floris took into account the inconvenience for parked passenger trains, scheduled goods trains, and the workload for track workers. Also, the maintenance activities were distinguished in different engineering areas, as this influences the extent of the nuisance. The proposed method for designing maintenance schedules is a new mixed integer programming (MIP) model that takes these aspects into account. When researchers use mobile eye tracking to study how people interact with geoinformation in the real environment, they often end up with a huge amount of data that needs to be annotated manually. In her research, Yuha Young developed a prototype solution that helps researchers to automate the process and assist them in knowing what their subjects have been looking at and how they visually interact with them.